Yo, Gooners, Goonerettes, what's up, man? Time for us to have the conversation, and it's a conversation we need to have. Have Arsenal bottled it? Have they choked? That's all among social media right now. I mean, Arsenal now, social media FC, we've turned into something which all the other rival fans and pundits have been waiting for. They've been waiting to stick the boot in, stab the knives in, and jump in and say, see, we told you so. However, it's not mathematically over. Arsenal are still within a shout. What they've done essentially is got rid of their cushion. The cushion's gone. And this is due to the fact that the pressure has got to them. When they started the season, they were playing free, without fear. They was expressing themselves, and they've dealt with injuries that Man City haven't. Let's face it, Smith Rowe, Jesus, Shinchenko, Partey, Saliba now, key players in their team are missing ample amount of time. That's not happened with City. With City, they've been able to rest players and still bring them on, like De Bruyne. Yeah, De Bruyne didn't start either of the Spurs game. Lo and behold, they were losing both games, but they were still able to bring them on and have a part of the team. Arsenal's players have been injured by default, so there is much harder. And look, Pep's had 7 years to build this team. They have a team that knows how to play at this part of the season with the pressure on. And Arsenal, quite frankly, don't. And the pressure really hasn't been on Arsenal. And I think what's happened over the last few games is they've actually thought, hold on a second, these are games that we have to win. It's no good drawing games now. Man City have won 10 games in a row. Arsenal, I can't remember the last time when Arsenal kept a clean sheet. The last 7 or 8 games, they've been leaking goals in. And look, while I'm a big Rob Holding fan, and he hasn't actually played that badly. Yes, he was at fault for the last goal from Southampton. But overall, he hasn't played badly. But there's a difference, guys, between not playing badly and being elite. And Saliba is an elite centre-back. He's Premier League All-11. There's no doubt about it. Nobody can argue he's Premier League All-11. And when you talk about Holding and Gabriel, that is not a pairing of centre-backs that you would like to win the league. It's not good enough to win the league. That pairing that we have right now is not a pairing, or it's not a defence as a whole that's good enough to win the Premier League title. That's fact. And these guys are leaking goals, man. And that is not a form, regardless of what you do. And look, they're still scoring plenty of goals. It's not about what's going on up front. People might talk about the missed chances and everything and all that. But you scored 3 goals against Southampton at home. That's good enough to win. Southampton themselves scored 3 goals. When was the last time Southampton scored 3 goals? I can't even remember that either. Southampton, who have had a scoring problem for months, all season, scored 3 goals away to the Premier League leaders. So what we find now that's happening is the pressure is all in front of the Arsenal players. Pressure that they've never seen before. All of a sudden, we've seen desperation on their faces. These are players who were laughing, smiling, joking, expressing themselves, having fun. They're no longer doing that. In the last 10 minutes of that game against Southampton, what you saw for the first time this season in the Arsenal's players' eyes was fear. That's what you saw. You saw fear. And the captain, God bless his heart, Odegaard, Odin's son, Thor, the captain grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and brought the team back. Now, kudos for that. Amazing. This is why he's my favourite player. But the fact of the matter is the team as a whole are choking. Ramsdale, first mistake he's made in 65 games. You can't chastise him. Goalkeepers make mistakes. He's actually at the bottom of the Premier League in mistakes leading to goals. All the other goalkeepers have made plenty of mistakes. Sometimes he makes them, but he hasn't been punished for them. This is the first time that Ramsdale's been punished for a mistake. And it's costing us. And I think the thing about it, guys, is Lady luck has always been our side. We've had that where we've come back from mistakes. We've been able to do that and it hasn't cost us. And then you give away those early goals in these previous games, and then you've managed to come back and win the games. And you play Man United, at Arsenal, and the Emirates, that energy, they brought them back from losing to winning 3-2. And all that is great energy. But at some point, you're depending on having that moment of magic to come back from deficits that you yourself have created. All the while, Man City are strolling. They're hardly letting goals in these days. One, if that. And they're racking up the goals. It's easy for them. But for Arsenal, no, it's not easy. It's difficult. Arsenal have to provide these moments of magic in almost every game, tirelessly, game after game after game. And that is exhausting amongst a team that doesn't have a squad to facilitate winning the title. They have been absolutely remarkable this season, considering the odds and what they've been up against in this fantastic Man City team. Consider the fact that 32 games have gone and you're still the top of the league. That in itself is incredible. Sometimes I don't think Arsenal fans realise what has actually been happening this season. It's almost like we've taken it for granted, what the guys have achieved. But lo and behold, to maintain that level, guys, of excellence is too much for the team. I've always kind of known it in the back of my heart that, what we were doing was magical. It's because no one else can do it. Look at Man City, by all accounts, was supposed to stroll the Premier League this season. Walk it. Nobody near them. And Arsenal have been able, they're the only team that's been able to give Man City a run this season. And they're still in it. If they can go and win at the Etihad, that is going to be then advantage Arsenal. Because it'll give you an 8-point gap. City would have 2 games in hand, and even if they win them, Arsenal still have 2 points ahead. And then, unfortunately, it means that there's no room for error. But then, there's also no room for error with Man City as well. Let's remember, City remarkably have been winning game in, game out, playing 2 games a week. Arsenal only play once. City, by all accounts, have had a slightly easier schedule, but they've been playing more. And that in itself is exhausting. Arsenal wouldn't be able to do it. We couldn't even handle the Europa League. Could you imagine Arsenal playing Champions League football right now and having to battle for the Premier League with the injuries building up and the pressure and everything else? That just goes to show you how good Man City are and how many years it's taken them to be able to make this kind of run. Arsenal are not at that level at the moment, and that's the reason why you have to understand and accept and embrace the fact that we are where we are right now is incredible. It really is. So, where does this leave us, man? I mean, obviously it's on us now. Our buffer, all that's happened, guys, is that our buffer for error is gone. That's it. That's all that's happened. We've thrown away 6 points in the last 3 games. The effort that we've made to have that buffer all year, it's evaporated, it's gone. It's diminishing. Now there is no room for error. And that is the reason why every pundit and all the rival fans now have turned their attention to say, that's it, it's done, City's going to win the league. But for Arsenal, it's not going to be easy. You haven't kept any clean sheets, and to go at the Etihad, it's going to need magic. You're going to have to play an FA Cup final, a Champions League final. You're going to have to play against City. And I wouldn't put it past them to win. I wouldn't put it past Arsenal to go down there and get a result, because it's then in your lap again. And then you have 5 games to go. But my only issue with that is Arsenal are not dealing with the mental side and the pressure very well. They've cracked. It's as simple as that. So I think right now it also provides pressure for Man City. And Man City have been here many times before, so they wouldn't even really feel that much pressure, but there definitely is pressure at City, because City now have to go in and roll the last 7 games. That pressure's there for them now. And so they have added pressure. A lot of the bulk of the pressure over the last few weeks have been on Arsenal. Now it's kind of switched to Man City. So it's really who deals with that kind of pressure the best. And Man City are tailor-made to deal with that pressure. They're built for it. Arsenal, again, without Saliba, I really don't know what defensively, we're all over the place. This is not a defense right now to go in for a title run. It just isn't. They're not playing good defense. And it's consistently bad now. Maybe not every week, but every couple of weeks. And you can't afford to have that, because we don't see that happening with Man City. You don't see Man City giving away a goal in the first minute of a game. You don't see them goalkeeper making mistakes, right? I mean, he has made mistakes this season. He's made more mistakes than Ramsdale. But in this run-in, they've been almost perfect. So that's the issue, guys. That's where we're at. So we'll judge it for yourselves. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think that Arsenal have broken? Do you think that they've choked? They've bottled it? Or do you think that is still in our hands? Speak to you guys later, man. Peace out. Nice one. Right back at you guys.